it was one of those family get together type things before, you know, like internet and stuff became really complicated. Where, you know, it taught you the values of sharing, you know, it taught you the values of making sure that you know at the end of the day it's a game and that you could lose that game and the world wouldn't change. So it was kind of a ball buster sometimes.
Well, I have like a personal connection with games in that I grew up playing games with my brother, and Sonic 2 was the first multiplayer Sonic, so I could basically follow around and play as Tails, right? And that was like the most fun I had like ever playing a game with my brother.
I think video games make me get more out of my own reality and get into my own little world. It makes you zone instead of thinking about what's going on around you right now. So if I'm stressed, I'll play a game. It'll make me feel a little bit better about myself.
1994 Super Mario 3 NES. The fact that like the simplicity of it, the 1D like framing of it, where it was like you thought that this was the top of the line thing, it will always be this forever, and it was like okay, and then you had like Duck Hunt, the World Track on the same. It was just an experience, man. Like,
the industry has changed a lot since I have been playing games. There's been a massive change from going from 2D to 3D back to 2D, even multiple times, really. Now that I think about it, you can go back from the old days of, you know, the original SNES. That's not really original, but the original like Atari and like the coin ops, you know, in like arcades. Those were all 2D. Some very advanced ones tried to mimic 3D. They tried to be like, oh, you know, we can try and be 3D. Here's a pixel in the background. Whoa. But you move from 2D to 3D, and then somewhere when the internet started getting huge and they had video games on the internet, everything shifted back to 2D. Everyone cared about 2D because you could play it anywhere. You could play it at work when you didn't have anything to do. You could play it at home. So we're moving from more of a focus on like 3D beautiful art to art that has character and games that mean something.
Older games, you had to really think more. They took so much out of you, and you took all day playing, even if it was like Pokemon, you're trying to beat the same person all day, or you're trying to do the same level all day. It took time, and you had to think. Whereas now it's like they give you the answer, and then the game is over, and you're like, is that it?
When I started moving from playing games to making games, it was like completely natural because I already think it was like subconsciously in my head that I did want to make them. I just hadn't realized it yet, and I kind of put that as I've always wanted to make them since I started playing them.
I like more of the challenge of figuring it out. It makes you play longer, and your gameplay and the amount of time you spend thinking and brainstorming makes it a better game to me.
do not let people borrow your stuff that you know that you're not going to see again. Because you got to hunt somebody down for your 00764, it gets real. It gets really personal.
Like, the big studios that just produce, like, they mass produce this stuff. They work people to the bone for no reason. Where they could just be making stuff that they care about in an indie environment, a very small scale, like people that actually like each other. They want to make games with each other, not make out for making money. Like that's what I'm in right now. Is I'm just with a bunch of students, a bunch of guys that we actually genuinely like each other and we want to make games with each other because we think we're all awesome. I want it to be a new experience that I can't get anywhere else. And a blue hedgehog for me, that's the holy grail.
I game because, you know, when everything seems to go wrong, gaming seems